Hey everyone, welcome to the We the People of Washington weekday live stream. Today we have some very special guests on the show. Tony, would you like to introduce them?
Yes, so this is Ron and Sue Coffman, and I've known them for a while. We did Kennedy stuff together, and they were very active, and they've stayed active, and they're now with is it ICANN?
No, it's ICANN. Informed Choice Washington.
Right. So Informed Choice Washington, and they're going to tell us about that. And there's an event happening Thursday that I'll be attending as well with you guys. And so we wanted to talk about that. And let me see.
There it is.
Let me just make this a little bigger so people can see it. Maybe. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Does that kind of fit the screen a little better?
Yeah, it's a little better. And then we can scroll down and talk about whatever.
Yeah. So let's just start off with, what is the purpose of this event?
Well, the event is every year we try and do something around the legislative session that takes place in Washington in January typically. This is a short session. It's only lasting for 60 days. Usually they go into April, sometimes May, but this one ends the middle of March. So we've always tried to do some kind of input, some kind of get together with our legislators, or at least rally on the steps or something in Olympia. And so this year it turned into Health Freedom Day in Olympia, and we're kind of getting together with many organizations. We've got We the People. I can't remember off the top of my head. Stand for Health Freedom is helping sponsor this. So we're getting several speakers that are going to talk about what does it mean to have health freedom. I mean, ever since COVID lit upon all of us, health freedom was, they were trying to take it away from pretty much everybody around the world, not just this state, not just this country, but basically everywhere. So the people came together and realized this is wrong. And that's about the time that Ron and I really got into Informed Choice Washington as a couple, and wanted to advocate for other people to have this freedom that is basically who we are as human beings. We need to have informed choice, informed consent, freedom to accept, right to refuse, all of those things that are slowly being picked apart and taken away from us, or they're trying to.
Yeah. It's amazing that we have to have a whole day to bring awareness to it.
Right.
It's really sad today. Yeah. All right. So part of what is happening is that we're asking people to go and speak to their legislators, correct?
Yes.
Sorry.
On that specific day, come, and you are always allowed to show up at any of the offices, whether or not a legislator will be there. They might be in committee, they might be in another meeting, but they have legislative assistants. They usually have 3 or 4 of them in each office. And you can at least speak with them, usually right off the cuff. If you just show up and say, hey, I'd like to talk to Senator Chapman or something. And if he's not available, the LA will talk to you and take notes and present your information to them. But if you can, it's probably a little late now because it's Monday already. But I spent this last couple of months during the Christmas time trying to sign up for all 3 of my legislators, which is the 2 representatives and the 1 senator. And I got appointments with each one of them for 15 minutes each. And that's a huge amount of time to be able to actually sit down face to face with your legislator, not their LA, but them themselves. And just tell them what's on your mind, what's important to you, how you want help from them, that kind of thing. And so this will be something new for us. We have never had an actual appointment, but we've done go up to the desk and ask to speak for 5 minutes, and we've gotten that once. But to actually have full 15 minutes, and there's going to be several of us there. It's going to be me and Ron and a couple of other friends that want to come along and try this out. They're nervous about it. They're like, I've never spoken to a legislator. And I'm like, neither have I. So yeah. we're just winging it, but we figure we got to do it. It starts.
There's nothing to lose here.
Yeah.
Right. That's a very good point. I think that people get scared and we forget that these are just people like us, right? They really are they're in there doing their job.
Mhm.
for better or worse.
And if they don't live with us, they don't know,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I got to do that. I went with a couple of people, and we went with Patty Murray's people and Cantwell's people.
Right.
Went for the Kennedy confirmations
They're a
to
lot of
voice
fun.
our
Yeah.
opinion. What's that?
Patty Murray, she's a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. Yes. I love that there are people actually, they try to act like they care at least. you know what they were going to do regardless, but anyway, it's a fun thing to do, and it's exciting. I have never gone to the Capitol to do it. So I'm excited to be there and to be able to be part of it, because I've never done that myself and set up the appointments and gone in to do that as well. What kind of questions do you think are good for people to plan to ask? Like, what are good things within the health freedom arena that are, good questions?
Well, we went to a training via Zoom yesterday with one of the people who is working with us on getting this event together. Her name is Amber King. And she put on, how to talk to legislators, how to do that. And it was just an hour long, and we just kind of learned a lot of good pointers. And basically, my takeaway for that was, don't give them a bunch of facts. Don't come there with a notebook worth of, did you know that this, da, 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 da. She goes, they'll just glaze over and they'll wait for their 15 minutes to be up. She says, go in there with something personal. How has this affected you? Whatever this is, a bill that you like or you don't like, the way life is, something the governor said, whatever it is, it has to hit you personally and affect your life. And you come from that point of view. Like, take, for instance, a woman who's got a child that was brain damaged from a medical procedure. And she wants that senator or that representative to understand that this impacted their entire life for basically ever, and what that means to her, and make it heartfelt and come from your soul, so that they'll see you as a person and not an automaton showing up in nice clothes to talk about something.
If you look for help, you'll find help.
Right. And then ask for their help. Like, what does that mean for you? What do you want your legislator to do for you because of this issue or this problem or this life-changing whatever, even if it's a small thing?
Right. So we should be going to ask them to do something for us, as opposed to asking them what they're going to do for us. We should make it specific, right?
Specific as you can, depending on what it is your point of view is. And she also suggested that you look up your legislator, go onto their website that's part of leg.wa.gov that you can go to and find out everything legislatively you've ever wanted to look up. And look up your legislator and click on their website and find out who they are, what they've done in the past,
what their voting record
committees they've been on, what it is they do, where did they go to school, that kind of thing, and get a sense of them as a person, and not just some person in a square office that sits there and lords over everybody. That's the kind of the way, we as people kind of sometimes assume they do.
Right.
They're people too. They do have lives. They have issues. They have children. They have deaths in the family. They have everything that we have. So how do we tie in as two people talking together rather than a legislator and a nobody?
Right. Yeah, I think that people don't remember sometimes, right? Like, these people got into politics because they were passionate about something or are passionate about something, and that's what led them to want to be involved, because the whole point, I think, that nobody can really say no to is that they want, for better or worse, they want to change things and want to make things better in whatever way that means for them, right? So if we go in there with talking to them as human beings, and
Right.
not attacking. If you're a Republican and you're going into a Democrat's office, like, you should not be going in attacking them. You should be going in them with respect, as you would for any human being, and talk to them with that level of respect as a person.
And she also mentioned go in there with positivity. I mean, you might have a sad story to relate. You might have an injury or something that you need to talk about. But then after you've said who you are as a person, then you kind of go in with and here's how I think that you would be so great for us. It would be so wonderful if we could get somebody on, this is a nonpartisan issue. Health freedom has nothing to do with your political party.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's become political. It's become the big, huge dividing factor for humankind. So we need to try to somehow overpass that, get over that, and go to, we want help. We have issues that we would like to see you do because we know how special you are, how hard of a life you must have had to attain becoming a politician. It doesn't sound like a lifestyle I would want to have. But there's people out there that must enjoy it. And these people have, some of my representatives have been here for like forever, for at least the 10 years I've been here. Or they've been in other aspects of the legislative. One gentleman used to be the rep and now he's the senator. So it's like, well, how do you get so involved in that to go to all those meetings? They hold so many meetings and they last for hours and hours. And then they decide things for us. Right. So I think it's on us to try and interject. I'm just the little person here, and yet I'm the person that you are supposed to be listening to.
Right.
And how do you say that in a kind way without making them either go blank or get into defensive mode?
Right.
So that's going to be interesting for me because I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah. I was telling you earlier, I was really shocked to see that I'm in Pierce County, and I was shocked to see that all of the reps, all my legislators for my area, District 2, are actually Republicans. I wasn't expecting to find that because I'm in Pierce County, and it has a lot left to be desired. And
all the counties
so I'm excited to go in and talk to them because I want to, and I did look up what committees they're part of and everything. And I want to know, is it a fair question to ask them, what are they doing to support, health freedom? Is that even
most
that's
of them,
one I will write down. I like that.
Yeah, sick people don't have a party. Another thing Amber mentioned was when you're going through their voting record and their accomplishments, try and at least say something good about what they have already done. It's a kind of a flattery system. You kind of you want to get them on their side. Our whole purpose is to stop thinking Republican, Democrat, and just start thinking about
humans.
How do we make our country better? How do we make our humans better?
Yeah. That's just been lately for me. It's just been so hard, especially watching the Kennedy stuff. I couldn't even fact check this one because if it's real, I don't even want to know. But people, drink more water, so we're going to go drink Coke because you're going to take away the Coke from SNAP benefits and shouldn't eat processed foods. So we're going to just go eat all the processed foods just to stick it to you. And I'm just like, ooh, like,
yeah.
Didn't you surprise me?
Go watch that movie. Just go watch that.
Oh my God. It's like, how can we be so divisive on whether or not water or Coke is better for you? Like, why is that a discussion at all?
I think it was because that idea of us hating each other regarding, what group we're involved with is something that goes way, way back. I mean, not just COVID, but, Rockefeller, go back even further, go to the Rochesters. I mean, you can go back eons if you want. You just kind of have to pick your decade, pick your epoch that you want to look at. But it's always been about power.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be in more power than somebody else. So they have to make you hate each other to maintain that power.
Right.
The divide and conquer thing.
Yeah.
And it's really playing out really strongly right now. And I think because it's always been a human thing, but it was kind of like, oh yeah, those crazy politicians, I'm not going to worry about it. I have mouths to feed. I have, rent to pay. And now it's more in the forefront. I think people are realizing all the issues that we have been in for decades, and yet we ignored them.
Well, and with social media, it's in your face every day.
Yeah, right.
Right. And I think that's changed things. Yeah, we talked about that. I get called everything, right? It doesn't matter what side I land on. And sometimes I don't even give my opinion. I make a statement and everybody on both sides assumes that they know what that means. And so, and it's, the polarization these days is really,
well,
really
I would have to say that on a positive note, that even though there is still all this unpopularity, he versus she, them, they, whatever, I've noticed that on Facebook, you can now literally post anything you want and you won't go to Facebook jail. I see so many, those shorts, those reels and everything, all about RFK Jr., all about the whole vaccine thing, all about the healthy food, every single day, at least 50 of them. And back 3 years ago, there was nothing. It was crickets. Unless you were talking about how wonderful it was to get injected and all that stuff in your life, there was nothing. And now all of a sudden it's erupted. It's everywhere. It's individuals posting reels going, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that to my child ever.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to be getting shut down. So I don't know. It's interesting.
I think the algorithms have changed, and it's kind of a business practice now. So that they're starting to understand that the health freedom movement is
pretty huge.
It's inevitable.
Yeah,
they're going to go down. It's inevitable, and I believe that in my heart.
Well, and it's been going on for decades and people weren't aware of it. I started this journey 20 years ago and I met people who had been doing it since the 70s.
Right.
So it really is not new. It's just picked up steam. Yeah. And it's got a lot more big names to it. I remember questioning vaccines when my son was young. Like, I didn't understand. I remember asking the doctor about mercury in the vaccines. Oh, wow. And he says, oh, no, it's nothing to worry about. It's like, okay, because I still wasn't brave enough to say no yet. Mm-hmm. My son was super sick in the hospital often, severe asthma. And then the chicken pox one came out when he was young enough to get it. Oh, and I questioned it and I got him one. And then I heard about somebody having a chicken pox party and I thought, oh, that sounds way more right to me. And I couldn't get him the chicken pox because he'd had one of the vaccines, but I never got him a second one, Right. So, I mean, I've questioned this stuff for my entire life when I stop and think about it. And I think that there's a lot of people like me who just never was able to quite put their finger on the problem. Right. So it's nice now that everything is so out in the open and that people can question it. And
why are we so sick? It's not just one thing.
Right.
It's basically, I would say, if you go back far enough, it started with nutrition. How we treat our bodies is our downfall. And now we're so sick and we're so obese and we're the least healthy
nation.
Not just nation, but industrialized nation on the earth. Yeah. And I'm like, that is the saddest thing to me ever. And yet I'm not surprised.
Right.
So anyway, so this whole event that we're putting on is just to continue to let people know that just because things have lifted in the last few years and we've gotten most of our liberties back and we can live our lives as normal, it's not over.
Right.
And we have to stay active because if we just go, oh, well, they lifted all the restrictions, I can go about my life just like I did before. If we continue that, it's going to happen again, or they're going to try and push it on us again.
There's a couple of bills that we're going to try and point out.
Yeah.
I was going to just ask you if there's any bills going through. I was just going to ask you that. Yeah.
Huge ones.
5781 and 2242. These are companion.
5967. Yeah, 5967 is the
5967
and it's companion bill.
2242 from the House and from the Senate, requested by the governor himself. He wants these things passed as quickly as possible. It has to do with what they call maintaining access to vaccines. It's kind of a, whatever the name is, that's really not what it is. That's what we've learned.
They gave it a title. It's not really.
There's a section in there that gives the health department a new set of powers to accept advice from
other than the CDC.
Yeah. With this West Coast Health Alliance that has sort of popped
erupted
up since September. And whatever recommendations the CDC and the ACIP committees have made now, they can ignore those completely.
Yeah.
And they want to be able to pass rules concerning not just vaccines. It's basically, it is all medicine. And I'll get to that in just a second. But that second part of what this bill is about gives them the right to name their own tune, basically, on how and who should get vaccinated.
Without the rulemaking process.
Without the rulemaking process.
That's the big one. They can go right past that RCW, Revised Code of Washington.
Nobody can comment on it, and there can be no referendums against it. And that's giving the fox keys to the hen house, if you know what I'm saying here.
Wow.
And these are two bills, one from the House, one from the Senate. They're identical. They can get them passed and flipped, and they could have this rule in place next week. On Thursday morning, there is a meeting
at 8 a.m.
At 8 o'clock.
Public comment.
It's a little far away from us to get all the way to Olympia by 8 o'clock in the morning, but I think we're going to try.
It. We are doing it. We're going to 5 o'clock in the morning. There we go.
That's the stuff that when they were doing the measles one, my daughter and I would get up and we'd be out the door at 5 a.m. so that we could be up there.
We're taking a carpool of a couple of people, so we'll see if they all show up.
You never know who's going to show up either. I got to meet Del Bigtree. So
I did too back in 17. Yeah. That was bad. We've been following the Higher Wire since before COVID struck.
Yeah.
So we were listening. We were actually in the state of California on that March day when they closed the state. And we were on our way home from visiting our grandchildren the day they closed California. And we're driving north towards Washington. Are we going to get home? And we did. There was nothing other than signs on the freeway. Better stay 6 feet apart.
It occurred to me then that this is all way too rehearsed and way too planned, and they've already got this all figured out.
Right.
And they used a phrase that I'll never forget. It was to err on the side of caution. And I think now we should change that a little bit and call it to err on the side of freedom. And just use that as how you figure out how to tell people to stay healthy. It just doesn't make any sense to mandate
procedures that aren't healthy.
And if this bill goes through, it won't just be vaccines. There's a growing movement in the Washington education system to have health centers on every campus that can prescribe drugs for your children
without your knowledge,
so they won't be such a problem in class anymore.
Yeah.
And if this bill passes, that's exactly what they'll do, and you won't ever hear about it.
Right.
Yeah, that's why that parents' rights bill is so important too. That needs to.
That's another one.
Get back. That initiative has got to go through. Let me think. I just had another question, and it kind of give me those again. Give me those bills again.
Okay, the two biggest ones are 5967 SB 5967 and its companion, the HB House Bill 2242.
Nice thing about the website at ICWA, there's a link there that goes to legiswa.gov and also Bill Track 50.
Yeah.
And Lisa, one of our fearless leaders, has kind of edited down lots of the bills and has summaries of what the bills are and kind of a position of where we stand on these things.
Right, and then you can just go on and pro con and
yeah, you can
comment.
You can make a public comment right there from ledgwa.gov. It doesn't have to be lengthy. You can just say pro or con.
Or you can testify, or
yeah,
a number of things.
They have a mechanism to listen to us. Whether or not they are truly listening or not, that's up to them.
Hear.
But there is a mechanism for anybody to talk to them through these channels.
Right.
And let them know how we feel.
And if you're not sure what to say, you can just say for or against.
Yeah,
like you don't actually have to comment.
No.
Yeah, and they count those things.
They do count them. They say that the more you actually do make comments, or you actually email the office, or you call the office and speak to an LA, those have a little bit more weight than just saying pro and con, but still numbers add up.
Yes.
And right now on 5967, I just looked it up this afternoon, and there were already 24 pros to over 200 cons. So the people are already going, oh, no, sorry, no. Sorry, Mr. Ferguson, you can't have this.
It's an alarming bill.
This is I would almost call it disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that they think that they can just run over us like this is just very disheartening.
Because most of the time they do.
Mm-hmm.
It does basically take a person's life to fight the good fight.
Yeah.
You know, when I first moved up here, I was just going to be an old lady hiking until I couldn't hike anymore.
That's my dream.
And now it's like, when can we hike again? You know, now it's winter. We can't really hike a lot of places, but you know, but I can't give up the fight. I can't.
So it looks like
I'd like to kind of talk a little bit about some other things that are on the ICWA website. The radio show, for example, has been going on for, I'm not sure. I think it's going on for at least 8 years, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
Bernadette Pager used to live here in Washington, and she still hosts the show. It's also, it comes from StreamYard. It's also on a radio station. It's also on CHD on their main channel. And every week, it's just one incredible topic and one incredible person after another.
Yeah, it's every Friday.
And Bob and Lisa, who are the main people for Informed Choice, are often on the show as hosts and have had some really great shows. Check it out. It's on Fridays at 3:00 live, or you can see it. There's a link on Informed Choice right there where it says radio show. It's kind of at the bottom of the thing there, but you'll find it. It's
in the squares. Yeah, on the main page.
Oh, on the main page.
Yeah. This is the event page. So if you just click back up on the heading again, you scroll down a little bit. I think after you click out of that. Ron created that. Informed Life Radio.
There we go. Informed Choice Radio.
Informed Life, yeah.
It's got an archive of all their shows.
And Children's Health Defense also archives them as well, because it's one of their TV shows.
Right.
It's nice to be involved with CHD because they are growing and huge. And even though people put them down and say, oh, da, 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 da.
And also one more thing.
Down. Puts down this?
One more thing. There's also a link from the main page to what we call the bookstore. And this is kind of brand new. We've just started this a month or so ago. And what this is there's a bunch of books on this page here, and each one is a link to Amazon. And if you this list is going to be lengthy after a while because there are tons of health freedom books. And if you buy from this website, if you click on that book and buy that book, the web page gets about, I think it's 7%. So we get a little
kickback.
We get a little. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah,
Amazon is paying for that.
Right.
And the more things that we sell from here, the
more money you guys earn.
But,
we make,
but all these
2
books,
cents or
I think that one right there, that silver book,
yeah,
that's the one that we are
gifting. to every
all the
legislator
legislators.
on Thursday.
Nice.
It's not really a book. It's more like a pamphlet. So we did that one a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
the Turtles
all the
book,
way down.
and more to come on there. So buy books from us. It helps us a little bit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And whatever you
cool.
buy, if you just go shopping on Amazon,
Yeah, and it doesn't have to
through
be
here,
books. Yeah.
it can be anything. You can,
Yeah, I actually have quite a few of these.
Yeah, I know. I have many of them.
we're trying to get the most popular ones up here, and
Yeah.
every week it seems on the radio show there's an author, so we'll be linking the author's works in here also.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to see you guys Thursday.
Yeah, we can't wait.
We'll be there at 8 in the morning because I want to go and see that bill. I want to see.
Yeah. I'll have to. I have a friend who's taking me because my daughter and I share a car right now. So she's got school. So I see how early I can get my friend moving.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, this has been fantastic. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll have to do this again. I've talked to Bob. Bob's great. I talked to him about the petition, and I plan to ask them, my legislators about how they feel about the West Coast Health Alliance, and I'm going to specifically ask them to sign the petition and see what they say.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they don't allow paper anymore. You can leave them books because they're copyrighted. But if you come in with pamphlets or anything in your...
And you can't leave money either.
But you can, the book idea, which we did 2 years ago and worked, even though some people were like, well, you can't take books. And somebody said, it's copyrighted material. We can't make copies of it anyway. And they go, oh, all right, give it to me.
And the good news is it goes to the office, basically.
Yeah, we're regifting the offices, not necessarily that representative, but we are going to make the effort to go all day long and deliver these personally to every single office.
Cool.
So
right on. Yeah. Well, this is exciting. And did you guys have anything else that you wanted to add?
I think we did it. We covered, how to speak to your legislator, dress nicely. They say you don't have to dress in a 3-piece suit, but also don't come in jeans and a t-shirt,
right.
Dress, business casual. Yeah. And,
one last thing. This rally is not really a protest.
No.
This rally is for unification purposes.
Right.
That's where we're going with this.
Yeah. That's why we have 4 or 5 speakers and, different things like that.
Information more than protest. Yeah. Great. I can't wait to see how many people show up.
I know we're goaling for 200, so let's go. But we have so many different groups getting involved, so hopefully they'll draw in all of their supporters. So be nice to see a nice big crowd on the steps.
Yes.
And it's not supposed to rain.
It'll be a nice day.
It's supposed to be sunny.
Supposed to be really nice. Yeah. Great.
Well, warm, but it'll be sunny.
Yeah. So I put the links in for Informed Choice Washington, and then you'll be able to get to everything else when you get there. And then I also put the link again for the petition against the West Coast Health Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also, I always have links on how to contact your legislators. So
I bet you'll get a lot of signatures at the
That would be nice.
Rally.
Yeah.
I will bring that. I will definitely bring it so that we can add to it. Because I think that Kim was shooting for a few thousand, 20,000, and we're not close, but it's we've got to get the word out there on it. So so this will be great. Okay. We will talk with you guys another time, and I'll see you Thursday. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.